So I have multiple stories today about slurs and epithets. It wasn't just Donald Trump accused of it, and we will look at that shortly. It was also Donald Trump's friend Roger Stone doing it on live radio, calling a black man Negro during an interview. Remember that just days ago, Donald Trump commuted the prison sentence of Roger Stone, and it was another one of these powerful and defiant shows of cronyism and corruption from Donald Trump. And incredibly, just days after having his sentence commuted by Donald Trump, Roger Stone calls into the Mr. Mo Kelly show on Los Angeles radio station KFI 640 AM. And they're debating Stone's conviction. And at one point, Stone goes quiet. And then you hear him say, "I don't really feel like arguing with this Negro." Check it out. The line then goes dead, but it's really not dead. Roger Stone is just sitting there not saying anything, and then he eventually comes back and says, "No, I didn't call you a Negro." Take a listen to this.
I don't know. I would love to see it.
Standards here. That's my argument.
No. I do believe that certain people are treated differently in the federal justice system. I do absolutely believe that. But I also believe that your friendship and relationship and history with Donald Trump weighed more heavily than him just wanting to make sure that justice was done by a person in the justice system, that you were treated so unfairly. There are thousands of people treated unfairly daily. How your number just happened to come up in the lottery, I'm guessing it was more than just luck, Roger, right?
I don't really feel like arguing with this Negro.
I'm sorry, what was that? Roger? Roger? I'm sorry, what did you say? I'm sorry, you're arguing with whom? I thought we were having just a very spirited conversation. What happened? Would you not like to continue the conversation, sir? I hear that the line is not dead.
You're back. I don't know what that was.
Well,
you there?
Yeah, I was talking and you said something about Negro, so I wasn't exactly sure.
I did not.
Oh, okay.
You're out of your mind.
I don't
You're out of
think
your
so.
mind.
Well, okay. Well, we'll let the listeners decide. Let me go to the next question then.
Whatever.
And Roger Stone, just sticking with that explanation, just insisting he never said it. Stone again denied making the comment in a statement given to the Christian Broadcasting Network. Yeah, it's as funny as it sounds, claiming that there was crosstalk and it made it difficult to know who said what, which of course is not the case. It is perfectly silent at the time that he says it, and you hear the phrase very, very clearly, and the word Negro even more clearly. Take a look.
I don't really feel like arguing with this Negro.
I'm sorry, what was that?
There must have been gremlins in the phone line, or a hacker, or someone who, right when Roger Stone went quiet, was able to intercept the phone call and insert the word Negro into the communication, right? Would that maybe be a more believable explanation? And when I listen back to it, the most obvious part about it for me is, if the phone really broke up and Roger Stone couldn't hear anything for a while and hadn't called the host a Negro, he would have been really confused and flummoxed and outraged by the accusation that he said Negro. He just immediately denies saying it. Like, if I was being interviewed and for 30 seconds I couldn't hear anything, and then when I can hear the host again, the host says, "You just said something about a Negro," I would say, what on earth are you talking about? I've said nothing for 30 seconds. I've never called the black person a Negro, and I have no clue what you're talking about. Stone's reaction is to say, "No, I didn't. I didn't call you a Negro." It's almost Orwellian, like you can't trust what you hear. And then, pretending the line was seemingly dead when it wasn't. There's just not that much more to say here. This is exactly the type of people that Trump has around him. It's a pretty simple analysis. Not everybody who supports Trump is racist, obviously, but the racists overwhelmingly support Trump, and he has many of them around him. And that's sort of it. I don't want to be arguing with a Negro that it's there plain as day. This is clearly how Roger Stone grew up referring to black people. Sometimes people are just racist. There are times for more precision. Is this an instance of prejudice? Or are we talking about systemic versus personal racism? Or is someone insensitive or whatever? This is just a racist guy who says racist things and he got caught, and that's it. It's very much in line with the Trump administration technique of sometimes they do something crazy and then they just deny that it happened. Trump said 15 cases would go to zero. Well, Fauci at one point said, don't wear a mask. Then that's okay. Then they just move on and they go to the next thing. This is the guy that Roger Stone commuted the sentence for just a few days ago, and immediately out there arguing with radio hosts and referring to them as Negroes. That's what it is. Now we'll go from Stone to Trump. If you love feeding your intellectual curiosity, but you're always struggling to find the time, check out one of my all-time favorite apps called Blinkist. Blinkist lets you consume an entire book on your way home from work. They take thousands of popular nonfiction books, condense each one into text or audio that you can get through in just 15 minutes, and you get all of the important core ideas and information from that book. It's perfect if you don't have enough time to do all the reading you want to do, or if you just want to sample a book before you buy the entire thing. I recently read A Brief History of Time, of course, by the great Stephen Hawking. This is a book that I have been aware of for so long, and other things got in the way, and it was fantastic to check it out on Blinkist. Blinkist has books on politics, philosophy, science. They have 27 different nonfiction categories, and a subscription is only about $8 a month, and you get the entire library. But you can try it totally free and get 25% off a subscription when you go to Blinkist.com/Pakman. I've put the link right underneath this video.